Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, it was our fault. We made a mistake. Spotter said it was clear. It wasn't clear, and, I didn't want to tear my car up, tear his car up either. I respect everybody, and I demand respect. And, I apologized to the guy when he came over the car, explained to him what happened, and then he took it to another level when he started calling me an idiot and whatever else. And I don't appreciate that. I'm not going to take it. I told him how I felt. I called him out. He didn't show. And so, I'm good with it if he's good with it, but I'm not going to be disrespected by no means.
Yeah, I guess I had a dinner date at Applebee's last night that I didn't find out about until it was too late. It's a shame. I love their riblets and boneless wings, but...
All right, folks, welcome back to Meet Me at Applebees, your number one unrefined motorsports podcast. It's Brien here with Rob and Ashley, and we've got Nashville to talk about and my trip to the dirt tracks this week. So, folks, how we doing?
I'm doing great now that Bobby Pierce just broke in this heat. How you doing, True Love?
I'm tired, and I just listened to these two for like 30 minutes talk about sausage songs and Zen flavors.
That was about 20 minutes.
And all my least favorite things.
A cool 20.
I'm just trying to get back to my soaps.
Okay,
Well, by the way, if you're listening at home, tonight's watch-along is the Flow Racing Night in America event at Eldora. I can't say it because it's probably copyrighted, but sort of a prelude to the dream, which we'll get into in a little bit. It's going to be a dirt late model heavy show this week. I'm fucking excited about it.
Mm-hmm. But before we get to that, we have Nashville. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I did not pay incredibly close attention to either Friday or Saturday's races. One Saturday I was at a race, so I did have it in my headphones. I was listening to it, while other shit was happening, but I still wasn't paying close attention. But Friday, I had to get up at 5 a.m. for the flea market, so I fell asleep during the truck race. So I don't remember a whole lot of it, but. I don't think True Love did either.
It almost ran late enough.
The whole thing. Yeah.
It almost ran late enough for you to wake up and have breakfast and watch the end.
Yeah, really. But weather was a factor. I shouldn't say we, but I mean, it was definitely a concern all weekend. And it was a factor Friday and Sunday, and a little bit on Saturday. But the Busch race didn't really get affected too bad. But, it was a major delay. I don't know I think it was 4 hours or something, right? Another crazy delay for...
Yeah, they started at 11 p.m. finally.
Yeah, so just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I actually didn't mind that so much. Usually on a night like that where there's a fuck ton of racing on, and there's only so many screens a man can have on a budget like the one I have.
True.
And usually the truck race is one of the ones that gets jettisoned for whatever else is happening. But it was nice to wrap up a long evening of short track racing and be like, I still got however many laps of a truck race left. And it turns out it was all of them. And I did my best, but I pretty much fell asleep right after the start and woke up to watch Lane Riggs take the checkered flag.
Yeah, see, I fell asleep right after Caden Honeycutt fell out. That was literally as my eyes closed right after I saw that. So
boy, he's kind of a whiny little bitch these days, huh?
He is. They mentioned that on Door Bumper Clear that he's got to, even though he's having a good season, he's got to stop running his mouth a little bit.
It's unbecoming
I agree with
of a young man. What do you think, True Love? You tired of Caden Honeycutt?
I mean,
crying.
He does seem to get rather upset pretty easily, but
yeah.
I mean, he's second in points, so I mean, he was the leader, but second's not too bad.
No.
Speaking of crying, though, so Bob Pockris, he put out his, every race he'll put out his predictions for, top 5 or whatever. And after doing that for the truck race, Frankie Muniz, who is also quite the bitcher online about everything in his life, he said, Bob, you got to do a top 30, and maybe I'll make it one of these days.
Yeah, I don't know about that, pal.
I was really hoping he wouldn't make it this week, but he finished 24th somehow.
Oh, yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, Malcolm at the bottom. Yeah, I actually did watch truck qualifying for some reason, and I thought it was funny that Natalie Decker's husband, was it Derek Lemke is his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. He outqualified Frankie, Tony Breidinger, and who else was it that I brought up?
I don't recall.
I can't. It doesn't matter, but I enjoyed that very much.
Yeah.
Good for
He
Dick.
ended up finishing 21st on the lead lap, so.
Yeah, he's a shoe.
So it's not the truck. It's not the truck
Clearly,
that's
it's
the
not
problem.
the truck. Yeah, good for Derek. I can't think of a more bizarre way to get a ride in the truck series than to have your lady quit, and then.
Yeah. I mean, the truck race, I enjoyed it. It went too late, but it was fine. I mean, Lane Riggs literally led every single lap in stage 1 and every single lap in stage 2. And then stage 3 started, and Carruth got the lead, but it was really fun watching Riggs work his way back up through the field and take the win right there at the last lap. So
Yeah, that's when I woke up. I saw him sweep past and went right back to sleep on the couch.
it was very late. 1 a.m. is too late.
And Dodge, I guess, had another horrible race, I guess. I don't remember, but I mean.
Yeah, I read someone said that all 5 Ram trucks were a lap down by lap 42, so.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They also had a bad couple days online when it was noticed that they put out a new T-shirt that was, of course, an AI created T-shirt, and the truck on the T-shirt was actually a Toyota Tacoma. And there's belt buckles with the Tacoma on it and everything. So between that and having Dana White as your spokesman, they're just doing a fucking bang up job of promoting this brand.
I can't wait to buy one of these T-shirts from Speedway Screens in about 6 months.
Oh, much like the canceled Indy T-shirt. That thing, as soon as it went viral, they immediately took that down. So,
Well, you can't be selling a Ram shirt with a fucking Tacoma on it, so I guess that would make sense.
The belt buckle's out there though, so maybe you can find the belt buckle.
Hell yeah, I can't wait. Wear the shit out of that.
Anything else?
I don't want to root against Rams so much. I do want to see them succeed, but it is pretty comical how rough it's been this year. So, and I don't know how they're going to turn it around, because they have talent. It's not like the drivers suck.
Yeah.
Well, Butterbean does it, and Haley's pretty handy. So, and
Butterbean was their highest finisher, 19th. So
yeah, that's pretty normal. And even Corey LaJoy, when he pops in there, does okay.
I mean, Yeah, he
1 lap down, worse than Derek Lemke.
Hell yeah, Derek. Fuck yeah.
all right. Is that it for trucks then?
That's it for trucks.
That's all we
Lane
remember.
Riggs, new points leader.
So yeah, this one I don't know a whole lot about, because like I said, I was just listening to it, in and out while I was watching dirt racing. But this was Cletus's second O'Reilly's race, and again, did not have a wonderful day. I know he spun out once, and then he was talking about it on Door Bumper Clear. There was some shit happened on pit road where like he pitted, and then like he had the car, he let the clutch out at the wrong time. The car fell off the jack, so he got a penalty for that, and then he got another penalty for speeding. Like coming in for the other penalty. So like, yeah, he made light of it. Like he definitely was having fun joking about it on the podcast. But
You got to at that point.
yeah,
Well, he didn't hit anything, and he didn't wreck his truck, so
yeah,
he didn't ruin anyone else's day either. So
yeah, that's fair.
Take the wins where you can find them.
And I'll
He also
say
had
that
Mike Dillon as the spotter too. So
yeah. I'll say that I did enjoy him on Door Bumper Clear, and he seems like he's not getting the hang of it, but I mean he's putting more and more effort. Like he's getting the late model, and he's gonna do ARCA full time next year. I think this Squirrel McNutt's gonna do it full time also, but I don't know. It is what it is. There's worse things than having him around, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
yeah.
But yeah, true. Well, you guys are gonna have to cover the rest of this because I don't really.
Me, huh?
I'm trying to see what other notes I have. We had Zilich in the booth. I thought he was great. He was, a natural in there, so I enjoyed that. Love won stage 1. Allgaier won stage 2. And then Jesse Love had to pit from second with 67 laps to go because he thought he had a loose wheel, so
Oh, no.
ruined his day.
How'd he take that?
Not well. After the race, they interviewed him. Let me find this quote here. They interviewed him, and he gave his, classic, dejected, super monotone interview. And the quote that kind of threw me off was he said, "I'm going to keep putting hay in the barn, and eventually I can eat it."
What the fuck does that mean?
Why are you eating
Are
hay?
you a horse? God, what a psychopath! He is gonna commit a Benoit level crime at some point. I feel like.
Can you just say it one more time? I need to hear that again.
He said, "I'm going to keep putting hay in the barn, and eventually I can eat it."
Like every farmer would say. I get what he's trying to say, but it's just
It's not what he said,
just a
though.
couple tenths off. You know what I mean? Holy shit, that's amazing. Thank you, Jesse Love, for naming the episode.
Yep. But yeah, the end of the race, Brent Cruz got the lead at one point. And then with about 20 to go, him and Allgaier got to battling, and Cruz blatantly tried to wreck Allgaier a couple times, but Allgaier prevailed and won. So
Good.
yeah, the last stage went caution free, but there was a lot of good racing in it. And then Allgaier climbed through the roof hatch and did a bow through the roof hatch, and that was nice. And he broke his tie with Jack Ingram, so now he's the sole 6th place all-time wins list
Nice.
for O'Reilly with 32, which in comparison to the leader is quite a
Yeah,
bit.
he's never gonna break that, even if he doesn't retire. Which, yeah, that was some interesting news that came out before the race. That he's talking about retiring at the end of 2026, and everyone around him, including his family, was like, "What are you doing? Like, why?" And then he goes out and wins the race. Like, yeah, I'm probably not retiring. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, I mean, he's doing well, and he's the standard of the Busch series. I mean, he is what everybody else that comes into the series is judged against at this point.
Yeah.
And he's in the best car in the field. Like, no reason to retire at all. Especially being on, he's 40. He's still got, probably 5 to 10 years left to compete. So, like, why? But, it sounds like he's not going to. So good.
I think we've talked about this before, but there's been interviews with Justin about how he was happy to be in the Xfinity O'Reilly series, Busch series level, because it was less intense and less of a time suck, and he could spend more time with his family. And the older he gets, I could see that being a reason to hang it up while you're still kind of in your prime, because he's made that evident before that he'd rather hang out with his family, and this is just, he loves doing it, but they come first. So I wouldn't be surprised if he hung it up for a reason like that. But from a performance standpoint, man, except for all the dick stepping on that they do pretty often and still being contenders, that's the only thing I could see being frustrating. But yeah, I don't want to see him go anywhere. I love Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, I mean, he has a 179 point lead right now too, so.
What do you guys think about that picture I just sent you all of Jesse Love eating hay in front of the car?
I very much enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's what AI is for, folks. And you'll get a taste of that a little bit later once this is on the internet.
I don't know who this person actually is, but Close enough.
It's close enough.
We'll put that in the podcast post for you.
Yes, we will. Yeah, don't go anywhere, Justin, please. I just bought a T-shirt.
Please don't leave us.
So yeah, I guess that brings us to Sunday, which was quite the race. Again, this was another one that was only delayed about an hour, due to some rain. But it was a Sunday night race to begin with, which some people weren't into. I personally didn't mind it myself, even though it ended at 12:30. I mean, if it started on time, it would have ended probably by 11. But they do this because it's so hot there. It was even hot at night, but I mean, I know True Love, you experienced it, the heat in the middle of the day. And apparently they still aren't good with, like, providing water for people, which seems insane to me that, like, you wouldn't have fixed that by now. But that was how people complain.
Bring in your own water. There's no water refilling stations, and then you have to stand in line to get water for over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
until they
when
run
I was
out.
there in 2021, they ran out. So I was drinking fucking bathroom sink water. Yeah.
Trough water. Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost as if Saturday nights don't exist. It's crazy. I don't understand that. I don't really have a problem with the Sunday night thing either. I guess if you're traveling to go to a race on a Sunday, you're probably taking Monday off as is to get back to where you're going. It probably sucks for locals, but does anyone actually from Nashville really go to that, or is it a destination thing? I don't know. There's reasons why they do it, but from home, it doesn't bother me. It's nice to have a little cup appetizer at the or dessert at the end of a long weekend. So
Yeah.
All my good friends that live in Nashville that are NASCAR fans, none of them went because the traffic is so horrendous that they just quit going to it. So
Yeah, for as good of a race as it is, like, from just hearing everything I've heard about the experience, I never want to go there, like, at all.
But I do have a couple positives I want to talk about for the fan experience before we start talking about the race. This race was sponsored by Cracker Barrel, so they had, activation everywhere. And we love to talk about concession food on here. I did see that in one of the concession stands, they had chicken tenders that they were selling in a cute little tray shaped like a race car with Cracker Barrel logos on it. So.
Oh, nice.
And also, they had my boy Tyler White from Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, they did.
Singing 2 songs on the Cracker Barrel stage. So watch out, Tim Duggar.
Yeah.
He's not a horrible singer either. Like,
Yeah, there's
decent
definitely
voice.
Way worse modern country singers.
Oh,
out
yes,
there.
for sure. I got to tell you, though, after you talking about them, like, I get so many fucking reels of
Love on
both
the
him and
Spectrum.
Madison in my feed now. I still got to watch I do want to watch their seasons, but I have not gotten around to it.
Yeah, nothing beats him meeting her parents for the first time.
Well, the only thing that does beat the sensation of watching that, I would imagine, not to get ahead of things here. Actually, I'm getting ahead of it. It was Denny Hamlin jumping the start. I love that. I took some notes out of Caden Honeycutt's handbook and just put the pedal to the floor. And but I think I jumped ahead of the pre-race here. I just had to throw that in there because I was so jazzed about it before I'm bummed out in about 30 minutes.
I don't think I really had much else to say about the pre-race. I mean, obviously Carl Edwards wasn't there. He sent in a video of him fishing on a river in Alaska, so good for him.
He picked Ryan Blaney as the winner of the race because he saw a kid in a Blaney shirt at the airport, and there were guys with mustaches up there, so that was it.
Makes sense.
It's about how I pick my bets, too.
LaJoy there was a little bit of a rain delay, so, LaJoy got to talk more, and he brought up on 2 separate conversations about how he got to drive the 9 car for a few days. And the second time, he brought it up to Bowman, and Bowman kind of threw a little shade at him. He's like, because LaJoy was talking about all the pressure that was on him, and Bowman was like, you only had that pressure for 3 days. He's like, I've had that pressure for 10 years. That was nice. And then we had that fan tripping balls wasted out of his mind that went viral too.
Yes.
In a Bonnaroo shirt. So.
Apparently, NASCAR Chasm has contacted him, so there's going to be some sort of interview with him as to what the hell is going on with him.
Thank
So
God.
I'm very excited to see that. But the race itself was
Started off awesome.
perfect. Whatever. Started off awesome for you. But this race was a very chaotic one, and you don't always love races that get messy like this one did, but I didn't mind it. It's nice to have. We haven't had one like this in Cup in a minute, and there are a lot of brake issues. Like a lot of people were exploding brake rotors, and
I mean, they were showing Carson Hocevar's right front glowing red like he was at Bristol within the first 25, 30 laps.
Yeah. Two of the three Trackhouse cars had issues. I know that ended up ruining Ryan Preece's day also because he ran over a piece and it went into his radiator. A lot of different wrecks, both from brake rotors and just, tires going down and people getting into each other.
I saw some fans got hit with some rotor pieces off of Zilich's car.
Yep, that happened too. Trying to think.
Also,
what else
Prime got
happened.
some great up close footage of these exploded wheels in the garage.
Yes.
So that was great.
A 3-minute segment on exploding rotors completely buried the Fox team entire output. It was the most educational, well put together, thoughtful coverage we've seen, and it was down to earth. It was awesome. You don't see that very much.
There was one wreck on the front stretch where I'm trying to remember who got. I know Austin Cindric got wrecked. Somebody else, but then
Was this the one
Austin Dillon
with Dillon?
What's that?
It was the one with
Yeah,
Dillon,
Austin,
right?
Austin Dillon ran through Brad Keselowski, and then immediately TJ Majors was like, he did that on purpose. And it's one of those things where I don't necessarily know which way I fall on that, because apparently, I don't know, I think Buescher got into Dillon earlier in the race, and they were surmising that Dillon was trying to get back at RFK by wrecking Brad. I don't know if I necessarily believe
Felt
that.
like a stretch.
Yeah. I didn't see that as being intentional either, and you can hear Dillon lift. Again, shout out to Prime for doing their best to give us the CSI Miami breakdown of what happened.
Yeah.
And the results were inconclusive, that's for sure. But certainly, if that was intentional, then Austin Dillon is an absolute master at hiding it. I'll say that.
SVG had another great run on the ovals. Ended up with a 5th place finish, and he was leading for a little bit. He was, again, up in the top 10, 15 the entire race.
Yeah, that battle with Larson was unreal. Just watching him kind of run the center and block 2 lanes without really moving. That's a tough line to run there, and it was really impressive to watch him do that.
He's
on old tires, too.
Pissing off Blaney, too, at one point, which was
They've
funny.
got a history of beef.
Do they?
Especially Martinsville, they seem to find each other.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah, he moves up 2 spots to 12th in points.
yep. I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know if this year, but I wouldn't be shocked to see him get a win on an oval at some point in the next season or two.
I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
He ran great at the 600. He continued that this weekend. All it takes is a couple wacky cautions or a restart or just weather. There's a number of factors. And, you got to be running top 5, top 10 to have a shot at it, and he's regularly putting himself there when the rest of the guys on his team really just are not, and that's kind of crazy. I don't really understand that one.
It's not completely shocking with Zilich, because since this is still his first season, but Chastain, I don't know what the hell is going on with him, man. He is just having an awful, awful season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this brings us down to the end. There was a restart with, I forget how many to go, maybe less than 10.
4.
4. So yeah, there was just a 3-car battle between the 3 of the JGR cars, Briscoe, Bell, and Hamlin. and just back and forth, passing each other for the lead, coming down the front stretch. So before we get to the pass, Kyle Larson spins coming out of 4 and spins down into pit road, and
something happened to him on the restart. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but
no,
they took off and he went to the top like he usually does. And I don't know if maybe he did this on purpose or he knew something was broken or he was planning on putting up there anyway. But he cleared himself away from everybody else and he got swallowed up by the field. And before I could say what the fuck happened to Larson, to the people I was talking to, you guys included, a lap went by and he was gone. He was off the track. So, and there was a giant plume of smoke.
and it's funny.
I thought there was like a barbecue on fire in the infield or something.
So both Denny and Dale Jr. saw the replay of his spin, and they both believe that he was trying to bring out a caution. Just being in the gas and the way he was steering the car, they're like, yeah, he was trying to get a caution there because there were only 15 cars in the lead lap, and that would have at least given him a chance to stay on the lead lap and get a halfway decent finish. But thankfully NASCAR did not do that. Sorry Rob, but yeah, thankfully for us, the rest of the people who were watching the battle, they didn't do that.
See it play out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I do understand being frustrated though, because the theory is that he ran over another piece of brake rotor from somebody, or it was his own, which is unfortunate. Especially they just spent a few laps cleaning the track up for a green-white checker, and you miss a piece of fucking carbon fiber. Then that's a problem.
Yeah. But yeah, then coming down to the last lap, all 3 cars coming out of 4 to the white flag. Briscoe had a run on the outside and it looked like he was either going to go around them or push Bell, but Bell kind of moved up. That slowed Briscoe down, and then going into 1, Hamlin just rolled it through the corner. He's like, I know Bell's going to try to drive it in too hard and go up the track, so I'm just going to let them do that, and that's what happened. And then he drove off and got his second win of the season, his 62nd, so he's only 1 behind Kyle Busch in the top 10 all-time wins list. From first to last to first. I didn't think. I figured he could do that, and I even told you guys like he'd be in the top 15 by the end of stage 1, which he was. But
was he?
Still a little.
I don't think he was.
He wasn't.
No, he was. He was.
No, he was not.
Not in stage 1.
No, he was.
He was up there, and in fact, I'll give you your credit.
15th when stage 2 started from pit stop cycles.
Yeah, I will give you your
Close
credit.
enough.
Close enough.
I looked at the timing and scoring as they were coming to the white, and I think he was in like 20th or 21st, and I was like, well, Brian's not totally right, but he was right. And I don't know how he fucking picked all those spots up, because he was definitely hanging in the low 30s for most of that.
There were a couple pit stops, and he was able to kind of just chip away at that. So,
but there's no question that he was going to work his way back up. If you're going to fuck up like that, lap 1 is the right time to do it, because now you got the rest. He didn't even lose a lap when he jumped the start. So.
Yeah. He didn't have the best car. I mean, Bell technically probably had the best car. Briscoe's, all 3 of them had great cars, but Denny just used his experience to beat his teammates, and still second points, but he gained a good chunk off of Tyler Reddick, who also finished in the top 10, but he and Blaney wrecked coming to the checkered flag. And
boy, did they.
Yeah, Reddick took a hard hit, but he was fine, so. A great race. Again, you don't all want it to be chaos like this, but once in a while, it's a good show, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. So, nice way to end up the weekend.
Yeah, I agree. And again, shout out to Prime for their coverage. And again, they missed a few things here and there, but they put together a great story on what was going on. And we say it every week. If we could just have this exact thing year round, then I would be a very happy camper.
Yeah.
They did have one Fox moment that I thought was funny where...
Oh, the Zilich?
Yeah, when Dale Jr. screamed, "Oh, we got a car in the wall," and then they immediately went to commercial. But they did show it on the side by side.
Just his voice fading out as he's screaming louder and louder. Yeah, that was great.
We learned that, I didn't know this, that it was, Host Farr said in his interview, it was Chili's last race this year, which seems early in the season, but.
Yep.
He's been on the car. They've been on the car almost every race. Like, I think they had 10 to 12 races. So, I mean, that's roughly a third of the season. So, but they're still, they're sponsoring his dirt car right now. So, he'll still be around.
And they sponsor Geo and High Limit too, so they're invested. But yeah, I was a little shocked to find that out as well.
But yeah, so that wraps up Nashville, and here's True Love with the Fantasy League report, which I'm a little annoyed, but we'll get to that.
I'm annoyed too.
I'm feeling pretty good this fine Wednesday evening.
What are you talking about? We were 1-2 until the fucking last lap, and then we both dropped down.
Well, let's let True Love give them the results.
We'll get to it. The big winner this week, I think this is 2 weeks in a row they had a good week, but Gisburger with cheese, which is fitting since Shane also had such a great weekend. Second place, Flavortown McLeod. And third place, Applebees. My boyfriend Andy, I think this is his first podium, so.
Nice job.
Good for him. And then Rob came in fourth.
That's why I'm excited.
Yep, and then Brien 9th, and I'm 11th, because my dumbass put Denny Hamlin in the fucking garage. Because the end of stage 2 was so chaotic with it ending under caution, and I didn't understand the pit strategy at the moment, so, and everyone in my lineup was like equal, so I was like, I'll save a Hamlin use for another time, which now I regret.
Yeah.
Also, Larson fucked it up for me too.
Yeah, Larson fucked it up, and then also somehow Stenhouse getting fourth at the last second passing SVG fucked me up. So, yeah.
Yeah, killer job, Ricky Stenhouse, by the way.
Where he came from.
They've been doing that lately.
And a very good-looking Kyle Busch throwback car too. So, got to mention.
Except for the 47 on the side was way too small.
Yeah.
I don't know. They've always had that number be way too small on the door, and I don't get it. Looks fucking stupid. But yes, it was pretty. Other than that.
Yeah. Overall standings: Little Michael still leading. Chris Davis still in second. Flavortown McLeod is up 2 spots again to third. Brien has fallen 2 spots to fifth.
Yep.
Rob's up 1 to 8th, and I have dropped 1 to 12th. So, not looking good for me.
The slow climb continues. But yeah, you're right, Brian. We were 1-2 for a little while, kind of trading pain up front, and it looked like it was going to be me. And I haven't won one yet this year, and it was going to be a call into work Monday morning if I did that. I need something to celebrate, but I'll take a top 5. That's fine.
Yeah, pretty good. So yeah, that's Fantasy League.
Yep. So yeah, on to general notes. So IndyCar happened in Detroit. The only thing I saw is Will Power telling the camera guy to fuck off.
Yeah, that was great. So. Yeah. I did manage to find a bar here in Worcester that would put the race on for me. My wife went to my niece's, one of her dance recitals downtown, and I dropped her off, and then I saw that the Mercantile was right there, and I was like, hey, you know what? It's only a couple hours. I'm going to hang out here and eat some wings and see if they'll put the race on for me. So God bless the Mercantile for doing that. It was a pretty decent race. I don't know if you guys watched. I know Brian just saw Will Power flip it out. Did you watch anything, True Love?
Yeah, I had it on. I was, pulling for Scotty Mac.
Yeah, it was Alex Palou's day again.
Yeah.
Pretty much that check was written before they arrived in Detroit. But that's a neat little street course there. A little bit narrow in places. Especially when you see the IMSA cars out there, and it's like a 1-lane section between like 5 and 6 or something like that. I don't know. I was having a discussion with some buddies about whether or not that'd be a good place for NASCAR to do a street race, and I don't know if we'd be able to do that or not. But the split pit road would be pretty cool to witness.
I do believe a friend of the program, J.D. Ellis, was there watching on top of the parking deck.
Yes, he was. I think he was there with the NIMSA team or just as a fan. I don't know, but he's definitely on site. So very jealous,
A little bit
sir.
of both. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But Alex Palou, again, he's probably going to win the championship and on to Gateway from here.
Let's see. In NASCAR news, the announcement we were all expecting, Corey Heim is going to be full-time in the third 2311 car next year. Again, we all knew this was coming. It was just a matter of when they're going to get rid of Riley. And his deal has not still been announced. It's apparently supposed to be going to Legacy, which they also announced Legacy that they have 27 celebrity owners that they're going to be announcing throughout the year.
I can't wait to find out who these people
This is right up your alley, specifically. And what do we define as celebrity?
Yeah. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, and with all due respect to Darius Rucker, because he is a huge star, if that's your lead off, I'm curious to see who else we got in the mix.
Yeah.
I did see some videos of him singing some Hootie songs in the garage this weekend.
I saw him. He met Tyler. Also, I did see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Also, this isn't.
but this
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was gonna say something that wasn't in here.
Also, this announcement, I kind of was hoping that Corey would stay in the 67 just because of the number sequence.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's going to the 35. But there was a conversation. He said that the number he really wants is the 25. But he was like, oh, apparently that's locked up. It's like, no shit, that's locked up. No one's ever going to get that number.
No.
And then he said, well, I've also really been asking Denny if I can just have the 11. And Hamlin said that Reddick has also been hounding him for the 11. So I was like,
Oh.
Well, I mean, they don't even have it yet. So
Sounds
that's
like a
kind
little
of
inter-team battle going on in there.
I mean, everybody's guessing that Joe is going to gift Denny that when he retires. So we'll see if that happens. But who
What
knows?
numbers do they have left? Because the 18's gone.
Well, no, they could bring the 18 back. I mean,
I thought they had. Wait, never mind.
yeah,
no, you're thinking of the 8. I mean, it'd be a little weird to bring the 18 back next year, although Denny's not going to retire next year unless he wins the title maybe. But
Well, I think I was wading into some stuff I shouldn't talk about on here because that's not news. But anyway. Yes, the 8 is what was retired. But yeah, I'd be curious to see if they brought that back too. Speaking of Kyle Busch, obviously everyone's still pretty broken up, and the weight of his absence still hanging heavy on the sport. And I don't know how I feel about this. It's just kind of why I want to bring it up. But NASCAR has decided to remove his name and points from the points table for the year.
yeah.
And they said it was out of respect for the family, so they don't have to see him fall through the points as the year goes on. But I don't know if I feel right about that. It's really, again, not my place to really feel anything, But I wish they'd leave it in there. I really wish they would. Besides,
I mean,
I want to see if Corey Ware, might as well be.
Might as well.
Cody Ware can catch up.
they didn't do it for Dale, so I don't totally get that, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, it's still remaining in the record books. They just took it off like the website, right?
They haven't clarified that. They have not clarified that.
It has to stay in the record.
And also, of course, the 8 or the 33, that's all going for the same points in the Owners' Championship. So the payout's going to remain, and it just switches over to whoever will eventually take over that car. Austin Hill still doing it, which I don't know if that's going to be the guy or not. It doesn't. They haven't said anything.
They haven't said. They said they're still figuring that
Yeah,
out. So.
which I get it. They got a lot to figure out. But yeah, I'm sad to see that. Obviously we all miss him, and we would rather him continue to rack up points and display them. But since that can't happen, I think it's a shame that his name's not out there. But again, if that's what the family wants, or if that's what NASCAR thinks is best for the family, in respect to them, then I'll go with it. But I think it's a shame.
was weird. I played that 36 for 36 in the NASCAR app too, and it was weird scrolling through last week and just not seeing a number between 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Let's see. In other news, there was a guy in Pennsylvania that got arrested for trying to drive a NASCAR truck and trying to pass it off as street legal.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a
Wonder
Norm
why.
Benning truck, which is very funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, you can't do that. I mean, it's funny though. I have seen people, they just put shitty lights in them and drive stock cars on the street, which is insane to me. I don't know why you would do that, but some people have done it. Hell, I've even seen Sprint. There's in the Weed Sport Dirt Hall of Fame there is a sprint car that is set up as street legal. It has lights on it and stuff. It's bizarre.
Yeah, this guy, he did put lights on the front and the back, and he had a Pennsylvania plate and like inspection stickers and emission stickers on it. But what he got arrested for was felony fraud, theft, and deception because he had put a fake VIN number from a different vehicle on it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, he was trying to sell it, or he did sell it at an auto auction for $10,000. So the fraud was advertising it as street legal in this auction with a fraudulent VIN number. So,
Almost the perfect
don't do
plan.
that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, that truck last raced in the 2023 Bristol Dirt Race, and it was pretty much looks the same as it came off the track that day.
Yeah, I believe
so.
that. Yeah.
Speaking of more legal troubles, there was a 2311 accounts manager that was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Apparently, she tried to run over a 70-something-year-old man with a golf cart at Nashville. Very curious to hear more about not Nashville,
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Very curious. No details have really come out other than what I just said, but I'm very curious.
Those are
as to
pretty
what
good
that
details,
story-
for being honest.
Well, it also happened on Saturday, which we know was very foggy. So
Damn fog.
just saying.
I'm gonna need to see the dash cam footage on that one.
All right.
Yeah. Listen, they didn't arrest Chip Ganassi for running over a dog. So.
Who knows? This guy might have deserved it.
Yeah.
Innocent until proven guilty.
This next one's yours, True Love.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to mention this real quick because something neat that my boyfriend Andy got to do. He tours Blackberry Smoke, and last weekend they played a show in Danville. And I guess one of the people that work in the Martinsville offices is a Blackberry Smoke fan and saw that they were going to be in the area. So they reached out and invited the band to come over and tour Martinsville, and they got the president of Martinsville, Clay Campbell, to come out and give them the tour, and he personally drove them around the track doing pace laps.
That's
so
cool.
That was cool. They did not have the hot dogs fired up, which I was disappointed.
Yeah.
But Andy had sent me some videos of him going around the track, and I was like, why are there car carcasses on the track while you're doing laps? And I guess once a year the track's safety team comes out and does drills on these like ghost bodies, but they just had them sprawled around the
Strewn
track.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arc of practice.
Yeah, that was neat. Also, while I'm talking about Andy, because he's way cooler than me, I know I mentioned his YouTube last week. This week, he's added a couple more cool videos. Andy likes to go on eBay and buy found film footage of old 8mm reels. And then when he receives them, he has this place he ships them off to and gets them scanned or whatever.
Yeah, digitized, yeah.
Yeah. So this week he added some 8mm film from the very first 1959 Daytona 500, and it's like fan cam footage from the infield, and it's only like 3 minutes long, but it's absolutely crazy that this footage even exists. Like,
It's incredible.
yeah. And then he added another short video from the 1961 Atlanta 500. This is shot from a fan in the grandstand, so not quite the same as the infield footage, but still some great shots of, like, you know, the Wood Brothers 21 car coming in for pit stops, and
That's cool.
just incredible. So Andy Sapp on YouTube.
Has he come across any 8mm footage of diecast reviews or stop motion races from the 70s?
Yeah, you know, not yet. He does shoot still with Super 8, so maybe he could shoot his
We
own.
can do that, yeah. We can make some counterfeit footage.
So yeah, if anyone's into that, go watch it on YouTube.
Very cool.
So yeah, that's enough of me bragging about my boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, we got some shared news, True Love. We need to
we
bring
do.
to people.
It's
Very
very
sad
sad.
day in this Applebee's. You know, obviously we spend most of our time at Applebee's, but we do eat at other places and we visit other places. And one that True Love and I have been to at least once, severely hungover, was the Buffalo Wild Wings. That's attached to the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. And sadly, they announced this week that they will no longer be in business, which I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's a tough loss because that's the only place there to eat. Unless you
yeah,
want
I
an $8
guess-
hot dog upstairs.
Yeah, the NASCAR Hall of Fame bought that space, so they're gonna expand into that area and remodel it. And I don't know what they're gonna put in there, but it'll be part of the Hall of Fame. But yeah, it
Isn't
sucks
that
'cause-
isn't that going to be part of that simulator thing that announced the All-Star race is going to be in Charlotte next year?
Oh, I don't know. Could be.
I think it is the same thing. Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah, that sucks though, because the only thing in the Hall of Fame is that little snack bar, and there's no booze at that snack bar,
No.
and that whole area is like a desert, like a food desert. So
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
nothing nearby either. So
No, but it saved our lives on at
It
least
did
one
that day.
occasion.
yeah,
And
it's let me down on another occasion, but
yeah, but that's life, isn't it? That's just, that's just the way things are, the way she fucking goes. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spill some beer all over the floor here for the downtown Charlotte NASCAR Hall of Fame Buffalo Wild Wings. May she rest in peace.
R.I.P.
And our final.
Once you've wrapped up with Buffalo Wild Wings,
Our final note, taking up the rear of the notes, if
Yeah.
you will. At Pocono, it was announced that they'll be giving out free prostate exams for men at the track during the race weekend.
yeah. Well, I've seen
which-
stuff like that on the X lot at Loudon before, but I don't know if it was a doctor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who's gonna get their fucking
Well,
prostate.
I was reading the article because I wanted to know every detail about this.
Yeah.
And it's sponsored by Man Cave Health. So June 12th through the 14th, free prostate cancer screenings in the fan zone. Michael McDowell will be there making a special appearance.
Oh, cool.
Oh, great.
So
Sweeten the pot, please.
yeah, I'm reading through this and I'm like, man, I can't imagine having to examine these hot, sweaty booty holes at a racetrack. But apparently they can test. It's a blood test, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Can you opt for the traditional
I mean-
screening? Like at the airport when you don't want to go through the body scan, you go through the metal detector?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
I saw some very X-rated jokes about that on Twitter that I will not repeat here.
But it is very important for everyone of a certain age to men
Yep.
get your booty holes checked.
Yep. Check it for Andretti. Yep.
Yep.
Speaking of that, though, that brings
Hell
us
of a
to our talk of the
transition.
week.
Yeah. So, obviously, we've seen pretty much every celebration in Victory Lane across any discipline of racing that's happened since Kyle Busch's passing has involved a bow, which, of course, was Rowdy's traditional way of telling the fans that he loves them or that they can go fuck themselves, whichever one. And, of course, Denny Hamlin did that after he won in Nashville. They caught that on the broadcast, right?
They had to go back to it. They kind of missed it, but they showed a clip of it later.
Yeah, but he bowed to the crowd. And on Twitter, a user named Cricket, the Cricket, that's with K's, posted a photo of this. I think I don't know if it's a professional photo or a screenshot from the broadcast.
This is a screenshot.
Yeah, and it says, "Great tribute for Kyle Busch Bowel." And I'm going to assume that Bowel being used instead of bow was a very unfortunate autocorrect by your phone.
But why is your phone programmed to autocorrect that?
Well, that's why we're not getting a punishment this week, because I feel like old Cricket is going through something that none of us can imagine. So
his Roll Tide hat.
Yes, punished enough. Yes, it was a great tribute for Kyle Busch's Bowel, and
just got Denny Hamlin bent over in the photos.
Yeah, it is absolutely perfect. Could it be a shit post? Yeah, it could, but I don't know.
This guy's face says no.
I choose to believe. So, yeah, that's our dart for the week, and we're just going to wade right into the septic tank since we're already on the butt stuff thing. We got a jam-packed septic tank this week. Brien was boots on the ground at not one but two different World of Outlaw late model events. Of course, I watched from home. And
look at me going to the racetrack.
I know. It was finally over 60 degrees.
Barely. Well, we'll get into that Saturday night.
I didn't even go to the racetrack this weekend. Fucking Claremont rained out, so good for you holding up the septic tank. Before you went out to the racetrack, though, World of Outlaws did kick off the weekend at Marion Center, in which Bobby Pierce picked up a big win and retook the points lead from Nick Hoffman, which, by the way, we got a Titanic one going on after this weekend, and we're going to see them trade blows pretty much for the rest of the year, I think. But, yeah, Marion Center was a great race. I think we all watched that from home. It was a good show. But let's get to the good stuff here. I want to hear about these places you went to. Thursday night was Wayne County.
Yes. Wayne County is a track I've been to before, and it's kind of, middle of nowhere, south of Cleveland. And what do you think? I got there, let's see, right as hot laps were starting, and the only annoying thing about this night was the parking lot was very packed. Although the crowd itself, the stands were full, but it wasn't like jam-packed. I figured it would be pretty well attended because this is the first World of Outlaws race there in a few years. And also, this was the first race at the track all season, just because, again, the weather's been so shitty around here that this was like the first weekend where it was actually nice and dry for a while. So, everything they've tried to run has been canceled. So, yeah, I got there, right in time for hot laps, but the parking lot was full, so I had to pay $20 to park across the street, which was annoying, but also got me out of there a lot faster.
Yeah,
so
it's not the end of the world to have to do that once in a while.
No.
Meanwhile, I was at home. I had late model CentCom set up down here in the basement since Dirt Vision has decided to do their timing and scoring data option for the late models as well now, which for a guy like me, that just tickles all the parts of my brain that need to be tickled. And yeah, the situation was being monitored from home while Brien was on the ground. So I asked him if he needed any help. I also decided
to download Dirt Vision finally after like a year of procrastinating.
Of having access to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, get in the track and got a pit pass and just kind of walked around, and the pits were pretty tight and a lot of cars moving around, and watching drivers tool around on pit bikes and stuff. Watched hot laps and qualifying. Went back in the pits and I said hi to T-Mac, and he was running around doing shit, so I didn't really bug him for too long. I wanted to ask him about if he's ever going to get in a big block again, and he said he He didn't say which race. I'm assuming Georgetown because it just makes sense that he would have tried to be in a big block there. But he's like, I was trying to get something together. I'd like to get back in one at some point. So hopefully sooner than later we'll see him back in a big block. But
That'd be cool. Yeah.
He qualified okay. He made it to the main. Didn't have to run the consies or anything. Wayne County, out of all the dirt tracks that I've gone to in this part of the country, it's the one that reminds me most of Lebanon Valley as far as just kind of the real old school feel and the food and the grandstands and everything. It was very dusty that night, which was kind of a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. Unlike Mansfield, I don't think I really saw them do much track prep at all between heats and the mains, which was annoying.
So dusty on TV. You couldn't even see turn 4 at all.
Yeah, it looked like we were watching the World Finals from home because it was just pure white screen.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't
Charlotte
a whole lot.
O'Reilly fog race.
Yeah. It wasn't a whole lot better at the track. I did. Got to talk about the food. They have a nice little cafeteria area where they have amazing fresh cut fries. I actually had to get not quite as good as Lebanon Valley, but right below that, and I even got 2 orders of those. That's how good they were. Racing itself was fine. T-Mac, at one point he was up to 5th, and then I don't know, 10, 15 to go. Somebody ended up getting into him, and he got into the wall literally right in front of me, which was
nice.
Wonderful to see. He still ended up in the top 10, but not a great finish. Because the Lucas Oil Series was off this weekend, and also, being in Ohio, we had a couple non-tour regulars there. Brandon Shepard and Devin Moran were the 2. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of them. I'm sure there were a couple others, and there are definitely a few more.
Thornton as well.
There were even a few more at Mansfield, but we'll get to that. But yeah, RTJ won. Not thrilled about that, but Bishop was trying to catch him, but just couldn't get it done. But it was a good race. I mean, I like that track. A little more of a pain in the ass to get to than Mansfield, but still, it's only an hour from my house, so I'll probably get down there a couple more times this year just because it's a good experience. But that was my first race of the weekend, and good time. Can't complain.
Yeah, it's a great weekend to be in Ohio if you're a dirt late model fan. Of course, we're leading up into the Dream here this weekend, which we'll get into later. So, and as you said, the Lucas Oil guys are off to kind of make room for that. And just traditionally, when the World of Outlaws run this part of the country, as part of that lead up to the Dream. So, yeah, we had big car counts at all these races, a lot of big timers you wouldn't normally see. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, Friday night, the return to Mansfield. Big return.
Yeah. Yes. No, I did not go. I was going to go Saturday because that was the big race. But
now, before you get too into it, I got to be honest, I don't know. I know they ran like a B-Mod race or something like that, or an IMCA race or something like that. This is the second event they've run at Mansfield?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I think there were some sprint cars there at the first race. I mean, I didn't go, but it was a couple different classes that ran the first time. But yeah, the track was in rough shape. Very rough shape. Very dusty. You couldn't really hardly see anything on TV. Lots of holes in the track. Guys almost flipping.
A lot of drivers not happy, particularly Bobby Pierce giving a classic one-word answer in an interview after wherever he finished in a heat race. Just did not want to talk, which I guess I understand that because it's going to be a one-lane freight train cowboy race where you try not to fucking kill yourself.
Yeah.
And to add fuel to the fire here, of course, this is one of the richest races on the World of Outlaws schedule. Especially Saturday night, big purses all the way around. In fact, it was $5,000 to start on Saturday night.
5,700 actually.
5,700. That's right. Yes. Almost 6,000 just to make the A, which is I don't think there's any race that pays that much to start. I don't even know if Eldora does anything like that. I know that's a the World and the Dream are big shows, but that's some crown jewel money right there. Anyway, there's a guy. What's his name? Dan Niss. He's a local millionaire, local real estate guy. He owns some dealerships. Big into the community, a bit of a philanthropist. Seems like a good rich guy, you know, the kind of rich guy you want to be around, and actually tries to make his community better. Decides, hey, we're gonna go down to Mansfield on a Friday night and see what's going on. First time he's ever gone to a dirt track, apparently, and this is the definition of fuck you money, by the way. He decides, as he's watching heats, you know what? I want to make the purse $100,000 tonight. So he walks up to the World of Outlaws guys and says, I'm going to give however much, what was it, like 80?
It's 88,000 because it was 12 grand to win.
Yeah. He's like, I want to make sure the winner gets 100,000 to win tonight. There's been no press on this. This guy just decided he was going to do it.
It was announced
in that moment.
10 minutes before
10 minutes before the AMA.
Yeah.
To which I said, man, Tyler Erb is going to try and kill somebody tonight to win 100 grand, which he didn't have to. He pretty much led every single lap and stayed out front, and he was challenged maybe a little bit, but not really a whole lot to write home about there. Tyler Erb won 100 grand unexpectedly and won a crown jewel he didn't even know he was at on that Friday night, which, of course, that got the internet just fired up, you know. And if there's one thing that racers are good at, or race fans are good at, it's bitching. And there were issues.
Gordy Gundaker being one of those who wasn't even fucking there.
Yeah, you know what? I understand what Gordy was saying. I don't think he was trying to be antagonistic. His whole point, and this is what a lot of people were saying, was just like, you could have spread that money throughout the field because a lot of racers can use that kind of cash, which, you know, that's not incorrect. But also,
especially their cars getting beat to shit on that track.
Exactly, yeah. But that said, everyone already hauled out to Mansfield for $1,000 to start that night. And if you want to win big money, you should win the fucking race instead of coming in 22nd. So I don't understand, like, what's the difference between 12,000 and 100,000 if you don't win? So yeah. I kind of thought that was silly. But the track conditions were definitely an issue, but again, like, nobody watching this at home on Dirt Vision really has much of a leg to stand on here, especially when we're talking about a racetrack that closed, has been gone for a while, and then was reopened. You can't expect the surface to be 100% at the first time, you know. Maybe they get lucky and they get it right, but obviously they didn't, and, you know, it's something they need to fix and work on as they move forward. But I don't know. Let's not bitch this place out of existence after night fucking one.
Yeah.
And I'll say this to a lot of people's credit, particularly Mark Richards. Of course, Mark Richards, he owns Rocket Chassis, and Brandon Shepard's Rocket One, big timer in the sport, legend. Him and some other guys got out there on the equipment, and they worked the track overnight and into the morning.
To be fair, also, apparently a few of the already hired track guys walked off, so they kind of needed somebody else to step in and help. But yeah,
I didn't hear that.
Guys, those guys worked their ass off all night and the next day to get the track in better shape, which they did. We'll get to that in a second, but a lot of effort was put in. And I was watching, Matt Tifft, again, he's the owner of the track. He's been very proactive on social media about talking about the progress of the track, and put out a video the next morning and went over all the goods and bads of night one, and admitted, like, we need a lot of work, and we've been putting a lot of work to try to make this better for tonight, and they did, which, like I said, we'll get to in a second here. But it's very clear that the effort is being put in to make this place a destination, and rough start, but could have been worse, I feel like, and they made up for it a bit, and there's still ways to go, but again, it just reopened, and you have to applaud the efforts, because again, in a time when we've lost so many tracks over the years, and racing, it's kind of back on the up and up, but it's still.
We're not opening facilities left and right anymore. It's rare for one to come back, and Mansfield I don't think a lot of people saw that one ever returning to action. And the fact that it's back and it's packed, it's got big series as Nick Hoffman crosses the line with one to go at Eldora. I'm about to fucking ring the siren over here. Can I do that, True Love? Is there a siren?
He's in number 9, isn't
He does, yeah.
So, I'll allow it.
But yeah, like I said, let's not bitch these places out of existence. But again, the other thing you got to do is actually show up to these things, and that's what Brien did on Saturday night. You never went to Mansfield prior to this, right?
No, I mean it's been closed for years. I think it might have closed right around the time.
It's 2019.
Okay, so I mean I wasn't going to as many races at that point. You know, it was still my first couple years living down here, and I mean, I wasn't even going to dirt tracks at that point. It wasn't until the last couple of years that I've started really traveling around to races. But, you know, I never went before. And, you know, I admit I got there a little. I had shit going on all day, and I got there a little later than I wanted to. They said parking was going to be easy there, but I had to park outside the track on the street, which was a little annoying, but also, again, made it easy out once I left. So I didn't have to pay $20, so it was what it was. But yeah, huge crowd, very big crowd, bigger than I was expecting, to be honest. But as far as the facility itself, so again, never been there before. It did not feel like a dirt track. And I say that because, you know, again, they used to have truck races there and a lot of bigger events.
It's in video games. That's what UPS Speedway was essentially Mansfield.
Yeah. So, you know, you get to this track and, you know, the midway, it's all concrete, and you've got this massive grandstand, which you don't see at any other dirt track. So it did not feel like a dirt track, not in a bad way, just in a different way, as Rob brings the siren in.
That's good.
It just keeps going.
Yep.
Yes, it does. Thank you for that.
So
I appreciate it.
Get in there, and you know, I'm kind of just looking around. I want to get the you know, lay of the land, basically. And, you know, again, they had all the trailers on the concrete, which is nice. They had a lot of food trucks out. They did have their own little cafeteria area, but, you know, Matt's already talking about maybe adding a second one, because, you know, the lines there were pretty long for food and whatnot, even with all the vendors. It wasn't until I walked around for a while that I realized this, but I thought there was only like 1 or 2 beer vendors. They had like, you know, just those little carts with beers, and they were a little more expensive. I think I paid $5 for a Busch Tall can, which wasn't bad, but, you know, still, you know, I paid $3 for beers at Mansfield, Wayne County. They had a bunch of race cars that were owned by Matt there. Like, they had a couple of his, like, 57 late models, which he wasn't running that night, but he runs other places. Then he also had a very clearly race-used next-gen car that he had wrapped in his 57 Blaster paint scheme with his own name on the name rail. It's like, you never drove that car. Like, what? Why? Why did you do that?
I think BJ did, though, didn't he?
When you have money.
I don't know. BJ might have, but yeah, I mean, Matt never drove the next gen car. He can't even drive in NASCAR for another 5 years until he has to have 10 years without any seizures to get back into NASCAR, apparently. So he's halfway there. They also had an absolutely clapped out Clint Boyer like car from like 2015 that had like flat tires, didn't have a seat in it. Like, I don't know why that was there. I took a photo
just
of
left
it.
there abandoned.
It probably came with the track. Yeah.
Probably. There was also like a monster truck there that was also pretty decrepit, that I guess was left there from the previous owners. The one annoying thing that I missed, apparently there's a fucking dog, Bubbles the blind race dog, that they were carting around in a little...
Blind?
Yeah, he has no eyes. He has no fucking eyes. And they were carting him around. I sent this to group chat. Bubbles,
Picture, but it didn't say anything about him being blind.
Yeah.
Look at the picture. He doesn't have fucking eyes.
He could be squinting.
Goggles.
dog was there, and they had him carting around in a little fucking dirt late model go-kart. I was like, man, I wanted to meet that dog. So apparently he's from Michigan, and
It's blinking.
A regular ass
no,
dog.
he's fucking blind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
So,
on
yeah, I'm
Team
a little-
Blink as well. I'm looking at it right now.
But yeah, now I'm
Come on,
following-
you got to give us some credit here. That's a blinking dog.
no, he's blind as a fucking bat.
But before we move on from this, the caption on this photo is "The World of Outpaws," which of course that's great. The slowest show on dirt. What a sight to see!
Can't see anything.
Can't see shit.
So yeah,
Didn't you also have a fancy shandy?
Yeah.
yeah. So I did get food there. I mean, it was pretty standard. You know, the fries were good. Chicken tendies were passable, but you know, they were fine. They gotta up their game a little bit food wise. But yeah, there was some Mansfield blueberry lemon shandy that I got also. It wasn't very good. There was like no blueberry flavor. It was very bitter. So that was a one and done. But you know, I had to try it. But yeah, so as far as the racing itself, they definitely improved things. It was not nearly as dusty. I mean, I will say that I got there, and for the heat races, I was coming out of turn 4. It was pretty dusty there, but for the feature, I went closer to turn 1, and it was fine for the most part. So, but yeah, definitely a lot less dusty than the night before. The track was still fairly rough, but it was better. You know,
Yeah, they worked a miracle on that place.
yeah. T-Mac had an even worse night than he had in Mansfield, unfortunately. So he started in the top 10. I think lap 2, I forget who it was, but somebody got a flat or something and got into him in 3 and 4. Just kind of like pushed his nose in a little bit, but they were able to pop it out pretty quickly, and his car seemed to be fine. But then at the restart, another 2 fucking laps, and he's trying to move back to the field, and he gets wrapped up in somebody else's wreck again.
Yeah,
So he
that
comes
one-
in,
Yeah.
and the car is more fucked up this time. They restart, and he tries to come back on the track, comes on the front stretch. Immediately, his nose digs into the surface and completely explodes. And I was like, oh, awesome. So that was the end of his night. But, you know, RTJ didn't have he pulled off. Ryan Gustin, he pulled off too. Dale McDowell didn't make the main. And Garrett Albertson was leading most of it
Yeah,
up until...
Garrett had that in the bag until he jumped the cushion after a late restart.
Yeah.
After, I think Dustin Sorensen brought out the caution.
Yeah.
And he was trying to rip the high side and just dropped his right rear over the edge, and that was all it took for the thrill from Mooresville. We won't ring the siren again. We already did it once. But maybe we will. I don't know. But yeah, Nick Hoffman picking up. Oh, by the way, the same rich guy woke up, went back to the racetrack, and decided to make the purse $100,000 yet again. Which good for him.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I will say that both Tyler and Matt Tift were both like, well, maybe he'll come back and do it again. And I thought that was a little bit greedy. Like, come on. Like, you know, the guy was nice and did that. Don't goad him into doing it again, but he did it again. So
Yeah, I mean the purse
good for
the purse for the Blaster 57's got to be more than Friday night. So somebody was coughing up $40,000 to make that happen.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to see it was Nick Hoffman. It was gutted for Garrett Albertson. Garrett has had success here before as a crew chief. He won the 2018 Dirt Million with Earl Pearson Jr., EPJ, and looks like his knowledge has transferred into the future, and he looked pretty good until he kind of gave it away with a bow on it over to Nick Hoffman. But yeah, very emotional in Victory Lane. Nick Hoffman was, and rightfully so. Was not expecting to come out of that weekend with over $100,000, and going straight into Dream Weekend. And as you can see, looks like that $100,000 has suited them well so far, because he just picked up a win at the Flow Racing Night in America show. But yeah, I was very, very, very happy to see that. Bobby Pierce also put on a show. I don't know if you could see it through the dust.
Oh, yeah.
But he started 22nd and crawled his way up to 6th. That was awesome. And he now leads Nick Hoffman in the points by 9, which is a very, very small margin. That's not some Tyler Reddick numbers right there. It's anyone's game right now. Let's see here. Tyler Erb is up to 3rd after his win on Friday night. But yeah, it was a great show. That's a cool facility. Again, they got some bugs to work out. But
yeah, I don't know if I'll be there between now and August, but I will be there for sure for when Super Dirt's there. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, and just keep going to this place, folks. It's only going to get better as time goes on. And again, said it 10 times already tonight. How many times do racetracks reopen?
Yeah,
and when they do, you better fucking go.
And a couple other things, like they have, like the fencing is all fencing from, I think, one of the F1 Miami races that they bought, and then they also put in a far too big LCD screen, which that was another thing that was kind of creating issues on TV Friday night. I don't know how it was Saturday night, but almost too big. Like they probably could have scaled down. Like this is bigger than LCD screens they have in most NASCAR races.
Yeah, there's a lot of and the main camera is on top of the press box, which is super tall.
Yeah.
And so the cameras are, especially the main camera up top, is fighting the lights and that giant screen. The more light you throw in the dust, the wider it becomes at home. And you really can't white balance that shit out after a while. And that's kind of what was going on here. But yeah, I definitely want to check this place out. Maybe I'll take 2 weeks off of work someday and run from Mansfield to Eldora.
Man, I'm watching videos of this dog.
Yeah, pretty good.
He's just weaving all over the fucking place. And he's so fat.
Oh, that's great. That's so
Get
great.
his own Instagram page, Facebook page, so y'all go follow him.
I've already followed him because I'm gonna try to meet him at some point when he's at one of these races. So
yeah, well, I wonder if he goes to Eldora. Maybe I'll get Kyle Armstrong to get his picture made with them. As I'm looking on TV here, it looks like the Simpson trailer is already closed up for the night. So actually, I think I see him shuffling around back there, putting some shit away. So what's going on, Kyle? But yeah. That's awesome. I'm glad you got to go to that. Very jealous. And you've made it to a dirt late model race before I have this year, which is disappointing for me.
Well, I mean, this is only my second, third races of the year. You guys have both been to more than I have, so.
That's true. That's true. And there was a lot more Speaking of more races, there was a bunch this weekend. World of Outlaws is at River City. Carson Macedo picked up a win there. Nodak got rained out. Can't be a weekend of short track racing without rain. That's got pushed back to August 30th. So all you Nodak fans are going to have to wait until almost the fall. But that wasn't all the 410 racing you could watch. High Limit was, I don't think I even mentioned High Limit in the upcoming races last week. I don't know how I missed that, but they were at Lawrenceburg. Tanner Thorson wrecked the ever-loving dog shit out of Aaron Reitzel for the lead. He was trying to slide him, and I don't know what he was looking at or thinking, but he just completely checked him and sent Reitzel tumbling. He was very pissed off. I was cussing Aaron Reitzel at first at home because I'd had a few beers and I don't really like Aaron Reitzel all that much. He's like, shut the fuck up. And then I saw the replay and I felt like I needed to write him an apology email for the things I said about him because that was all on Thorson. But Rico Aber was able to capitalize and pick up a win and the points lead at Lawrenceburg. So big time stuff for Rico and Tony Stewart. High Limit moved on to Butler. Aaron Reitzel managed to rebuild the car overnight, and his team did anyway, and they nabbed a win there. And then over at Davenport on Monday night, last night, or 2 nights ago, Kyle Larson picked up a win for all the fans on Flow Racing. On the asphalt side, NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour was at Riverhead. We got to see one of the local boys get up there and stick it to the big dogs. Mark Stewart got one for the hometown folks over Justin Bonsignor. Fellow Riverhead regular Owen Grennan picked up 3rd with Tommy Catalano and Patrick Immerling rounding out your top 5. And the victory lane shot of this guy, it's one of the most disgusting, like, it's just the saturation of the colors, and it just looks like he's pouring chicken thick chicken soup all over himself in victory lane. It's Miller Lite. It was the Miller Lite 200. It's beer.
I'm never drinking Miller Lite again.
If that's what why is it coagulating on his beard? I don't understand. But Mark also picked up a win in the Truck Series at Riverhead, so that's 2 on the night for him. Big deal for him. His first NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour win. He's one of the guys that always kind of is in the mix at the tour races when they go to Riverhead. So it was cool to see him finally get one done. Speaking of not being cool to see someone get one done, Jake Crum picked up a win at Franklin County. Boo. And I think the highlight of the night was getting to see Jamie McMurray's ass on TV.
It's no Casey Kane air shower, but
No.
it's something.
Well, you saw it all, folks, on Flow Race.
The whole brown eye on Flow. I don't understand why he didn't have clothes on under his fire suit.
I don't know. But he didn't. And
Raw dogging that thing.
yeah, speaking of Kyle Armstrong, hopefully he doesn't have to take any returns from these guys, because that's how they're riding. Then, yeah, you don't want to touch that. But sorry, Jamie. We've all seen it. Cars Tour was somewhere. Where were they at? Franklin County? No, that was Smart Tour. Where was Cars Tour at? It doesn't matter. But Connor Hall won in the quote-unquote Nelson car. It had a Nelson number on it, but I'm pretty sure that was just Connor Hall's late model stock.
What
But
was the date? Langley?
Langley, sure, yes, Langley. But if you want to hear about that race, of course, you can check out Buddy Pulley at On Tour. I guess I'm a contributor for his content, and speaking of which, you'll be seeing more modified stuff coming up pretty soon here. It's been kind of dead up here for modifieds, at least races I can get to, so you haven't seen anything else from me, but there's definitely more on the way. We got some stuff on the works. In the works. We talked about it on the phone today, actually, for a little while, so that was fun. And so expect more from me and Buddy on tour on YouTube. Speaking of the Cars Tour, big piece of news: Carson Lofton is out of the Nelson car. No idea who's going to replace him. That's a little bit of a shock, and I think a lot of people are trying to say that Connor Hall is going to be the guy, but I don't even think that's possible with his. I don't know how many truck races he's running, but I know he's got at least a couple more. And I don't even think he's planning on running full-time in the Cars Tour, so I don't think he's the guy. So keep your eye on that. And if you got a cool $200,000, maybe you can drive a late model stock in the Cars Tour, because they're currently looking for people. Friend of the program, Ricky LeDuc, picked up another win. Wins again. Another one. That's right. This time in his street stock. He's winning everything. And in fact, he's doing so well, he got a little shout out at the end of Door Bumper Clear when they were going through winners. And I don't know where they got this from, but they gave a shout out to Ricky Big Poop LeDuc. I don't know if that's a real nickname or what information brought that to the fore, but that's
too much poop theme in this episode.
That's between Ricky and God. We'll leave that there. But back over to Dirt Late Models. Chris Ferguson is selling a really incredible T-shirt. I don't know if they're actually sponsoring him or not, but he's got this Salina Truck Stop T-shirt for sale at his trailer at the Dream. So go say hi to Fergie.
They are sponsoring him.
Well, son of a bitch. It's not just a T-shirt, but if you like the way that car looks and if you love memes on the internet, and what's the name of the server who's got a bad attitude? Server Becky? I don't know, the goth girl. It doesn't matter. Go check out Salina 52 Truck Stop on Facebook. It's in the Weber Valley universe, and again, this is just one step closer to all these things becoming actual reality.
This guy in this picture looks more blind than that dog.
That is the real truck stop, Rob.
It is, but not. No, well, yeah, Piss Jug Man's real. He is real now.
Cashier Belinda's real. You can go meet her every day.
You can. Yeah.
Nevea, I don't know though.
Nevea, that's her name. Yeah,
she's not goth. She's just she's a horrible mom.
Well, isn't there a goth server too?
I think
there's a goth. So. I'm mixing Nevea and the goth server up. There is one. But anyway, go say hi to Fergie and buy a T-shirt. These things are fucking amazing. Sad piece of news. Just came out right before the show. Casey Luna passed away. One of the most interesting people in motorsports, of course. Longtime World of Outlaws car owner, fellow New Mexican. Probably best known as a car owner for winning the 1989 World of Outlaws championship with Bobby Davis Jr. Also, Dave Blaney spending a lot of time in that car. He was also the lieutenant governor of New Mexico. And was a very prominent Ford dealer and was integral in bringing Ford motors into sprint car racing because there weren't really many of them happening. But he was 95. That guy lived longer than any of us will.
Yeah, that's not one you can be incredibly sad about.
No, I, to be perfectly honest, I thought he was already gone. But still sad. That guy was a giant in the sport. I've even got a Casey Luna Ford T-shirt upstairs. But yeah,
break out my Dave Blaney shirt tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely a rare bird out there, and his story is about as wild as it gets. I mean, I can't think of many people in state level government that were also sprint car owners. Maybe I guess the governor of Vermont races at Thunder Road sometimes, but that's two. That's two of them. But yeah, rest in peace. Casey is definitely a hero to all of us New Mexicans, and yeah, he also has a book. So if you're interested in learning about his life, definitely worth a read. I forget what it's called, but I got it on the shelf back here. I could look, but it's.
But you won't.
I got to stand up. My headphone cable's not that long, but yeah, rest in peace, Casey. I hope it was a good 95 for you, and yeah, we'll see you on the other side. This is a long septic tank. I'm going to try and blow through this so we can talk about Michael Waltrip a little bit. But of course,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the 32nd annual Dream at Eldora is about to take place. Of course, we've already lived through the Flow prelim night. That's not part of the official Dream program, but of course, Nick Hoffman putting him on the dash and showing everybody he's a force to be reckoned with this weekend. Tyler Erb is running a really awesome Kyle Busch throwback. He's changed his number to 51. It looks just like one of his late models, which is pretty cool. And he's going whole hog into that. So that's pretty cool to see.
Did we talk about his Minion costume earlier?
Oh, no, he did win $100,000 looking like a Minion. That's correct.
Yeah. This was news to me. I was very caught off guard by this grown man climbing out. Dressed like a Minion.
Well, he's got some good ones. Some great fire suits. There's one with some overalls on it. There's like a prison suit that he wears. Yeah, Tyler's he's mentally broken in a good way, and that guy's awesome. But yes, he won.
Can't wait to see what fire suits he spends that $100K on.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he definitely won the biggest paycheck of his career dressed as a Minion. So God bless him. He should be in the mix at Eldora this weekend. Some sad news coming out of Eldora, courtesy of Jackie Rumley. Of course, that's the wife of Kevin Rumley, legendary late model builder and visionary when it comes to the car building side of things. She tweeted out yesterday that 24 hours from now, I'll be eating cheese balls. And if you guys have heard me gush about these things on the show plenty of times.
Yes.
They're delicious. Fried pepper jack or whatever it is. They're amazing. And the more beers you drive in you, the better they get. She provided an update this afternoon that really rocked my world. She says, sad to announce, but the cheese balls tasted different. A disappointing different. A couple crying emojis. So anyone out at Eldora, I'm going to need you to... I need to see for myself. Obviously, I'm not there, but I got to hear from somebody I'm closer to. So if anyone at Eldora wants to try the cheese balls and give me a report, let me know. But that'd be a goddamn shame if they're different, because that's my favorite racetrack snack in the world. Literally, what a shame. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, I hope you get better news by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, thank you. As do I, and as hope that for Jackie as well. But anyway,
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers to Jackie Rumley. Yeah, Thursday night and Friday night, those are prelim nights. Of course, the Dream Field is set by points. Pretty much everything you do gets you points. Being fast in qualifying gets you points. Passing cars in the heats gets you points. Where you finish in any of these races, that gets you points, and that sets you up for the Wheel of Misfortune redraw on Sunday afternoon and the heat races. And obviously, the more points you get, the better off you are, better chance you have to make the show. Thursday night, Josh Rice and Bobby Pierce, probably the two guys I'm watching the closest. Josh Rice is He's pretty hot when it comes to prelim nights. He's definitely won one at Eldora before. I believe that was at the World was the last time he won a prelim night. But he's fast there, and he's been pretty quick leading into this, so I'd watch out for him. Bobby Pierce is Bobby Pierce, though he didn't have such a great night tonight. Did not make the A-main. But that doesn't mean that's not going to turn around tomorrow night. Also, Garrett Alberson out there. He was pretty quick on his prelim night last year at the World 100. So I'm curious to see if he's able to parlay that knowledge and his good run that he had at Mansfield into something special on Thursday night. Also, Carson Hocevar is out there in the field, but I don't think you'll see much of him, unfortunately. But he was on Flow Racing today after hot laps, saying how he's not all that great, but it's more fun than NASCAR is. That's pretty much what he said. So I'm sure, I'm sure Steve O'Donnell is itching after that interview. But Friday night also has some.
Taste some cheese balls for you.
I guess I could get him to do that. I'll ask him. Yeah, I'll see if I can get Carson to do that.
But if he's never had them before, then he can't.
Well, see, he's
he
been
doesn't have anything to compare him to.
This is not his first rodeo. He's been to the Dream before, and I don't.
Is it his first cheese ball?
I'm going to try and find this out. Okay. I'll check my sources, and we'll get back.
He might only be allowed to eat Chili's mozzarella sticks.
Well, not any. Well, he does.
Contract.
That's true. He does have Chili's on the car at Eldora this weekend, so he's still on the hook for that. We'll find out. I'm very curious. But Friday night, this is another. I mean, everyone in the world is at this race, so the best of the best are going to be the ones we're talking about here. Obviously, Jonathan Davenport is one to look at. He's probably the big one to watch on Friday night. I expect him to do pretty well. Dale McDowell as well. He always seems to find his way to the front, ripping the bottom. And perennial favorite there. Old man can still get it done. And I'd keep my eye on Max Blair as well in the 111. He's been sneaky quick lately, and he's kind of due for something. So I would expect him to do really well in the prelims on Friday. For Saturday, for the actual Dream, it's hard to bet against Jonathan Davenport. He's won so many of these things, and he did look pretty sporty tonight. But I got to add Nick Hoffman in the mix after watching him do what he just did here. And basically every name I've mentioned so far could have a shot at it, and then some. Also, shout out to Brandon Overton and his absolutely beautiful Budweiser car he's got. They rolled out a different one this weekend, and that thing is fucking hot. So he's going to sell a lot of T-shirts, and he's probably going to sell one to me, and I'll receive it in a month once they get back from Ohio. But yeah, the Dream all weekend on Flow. That's there's other short track racing happening, which I will mention, but I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to be paying too much attention to that stuff because this is one of the best events of the year. And I'd love to get back there at some point because the Dream, it's a little less crowded in the world. It's a bigger paycheck, and the weather's absolutely perfect in Ohio at this time of year. At least it was the one time I went. So. But yes, besides the Dream, High Limit's going to be at Red Cedar. Actually, they were just at Red Cedar. Kyle Larson picking up a win there. They're also going to Godnick Law Speedway. I don't know what the fuck it used to be called before this law firm came in, but Godnick Law, and they're going to be going to Dakota as well. World of Outlaw Sprint Car is going to be at Hartford, Plymouth, and Angel Park. Those will be some good shows. NASCAR Will and Modified Tour finally getting back up to Oxford Plains. We've had a few more drivers drop out. Craig Lutz has also announced that he's not taking the haul all the way up to Maine for that show, which is kind of crazy. So that's Justin Bonsignor, him, and I believe Ron Silk as well, who have said they're not going up to race that one, which is 3 of your stars right there. So I don't know what's going on with the tour, but I'm sure we'll find out, and hopefully NASCAR is able to get that turned around and get their stars back. Also, USAC is going to be racing the Silver Crown Series at Gateway alongside IndyCar, which is a hell of a show. That is some of the ballsiest shit you'll ever do, racing a Silver Crown car around that place. And they haul ass. Keep your eye on Bobby Santos III. But that's pretty much it for the septic tank. I don't know where Ricky LeDuc is racing this weekend, but I'm pretty sure he'll win another one. It'll be more of a shock if he doesn't at this point. So, prayers up and beers up for Ricky. Always excited to see him do well out there, and we'll eventually it'll be Ricky LeDuc's septic tank because he wins so much.
Big poop LeDuc septic tank.
I gotta find out where that came from. Yeah. But anyway, that's the short track septic tank for this week. And now it's on to our video of the week. And again, it's a little bit more Michael Waltrip for you, folks.
Kick off Pride Month.
Yeah. What better way to kick off Pride Month than to bring Michael Waltrip on the program?
So this is episode 2 of his short-lived reality series documenting the birth of his Cup team. And this episode was titled 3 Teams for Daytona.
Also, I believe this is the first time that we have ever watched a second episode of something on this show.
I think so.
Yeah, well, I mean, there aren't too many racing series, I guess, so there's that.
Yeah, that's probably why, but still.
So yeah, this episode starts off with a montage of shop footage and cars being built. They talk about the car tomorrow is right around the corner, and they're gearing up for that. And Mikey is freaked out about trying to get these 3 cars ready for Daytona. This episode's heavy on sponsorship talk, because obviously sponsors are very important to every form of racing. Talk about Mikey spent a lot of his own money, but he also needs sponsors to help get these cars on the track. We meet Buffy, who is Michael's wife, and she is the executive vice president.
And also our server at Michael Waltrip's tap room a couple years ago.
Yep.
They show a shot of Michael Waltrip signing autographs, and there is just a random head of a dummy he's standing next to, which we learn what that is later on in the episode, but I thought that was just a very weird shot, randomly.
It was.
They talk about doing a Toyota commercial because they're just entering. I mean, they'd been in the trucks for a second, but they're, just entering the Cup Series, and Mikey feels like an awkward call with Toyota. They're doing a commercial in downtown Cherryville, North Carolina. They mention signing Dale Jarrett as part of the team, which, they talk about, his championship experience and all this other stuff, but they also not so subtly mention that he's going to guarantee they're going to make the field because he has the past champions provisional. Toyota at this point, they're doing this ad because they're trying to get in touch with small town America, because obviously, they're this, Asian motor company, even though they build a lot of their vehicles in America, and there's obviously a stigma from a lot of fans with a foreign manufacturer joining NASCAR.
Also, I want to mention at the end of episode 1, there was that big to-do about Mikey getting a fancy haircut, and in this whole episode, his hair is back to being long and unruly.
It's all over the place. And yeah, they have this sponsor summit, and Mikey's hair is combed in such a way that he looks like BJ McLeod. It's very odd looking.
Yeah, at one point he's wearing a golf visor, and the hair is just flopping out all crazy. And also, you mentioned that phone call meeting that he had with Toyota, and I thought it was funny that during that entire phone call, he wasn't really contributing anything because he was busy doodling his own signature on paper, practicing it.
I missed that. Also, too, I am curious. So we've all heard the rumors about Dale Jarrett having an affair with Buffy. And is this how it started?
That's what I was wondering, too, because when they were interviewing Dale, this had nothing to do with it, but I thought it was so funny in the context of things. Dale's saying something, and he's talking about how it is working with Mikey and Buffy, and he says, between the two of them, they double team me. I was like, what a choice of words. But yeah, that got me thinking, when did that happen? Because
I mean, it had to have happened when he was driving. It at the very least, it started there. But it has to be that way.
Yeah.
Double teamed.
Yeah. I went down a rabbit hole, and Dale raced with them from 2007 to 2009, and then Michael and Buffy got divorced in 2011. So
Yeah, so that pretty much answers the question.
Captured on film.
Ty Norris is obviously a big part of this episode too. He's a big part of the team, and he's very important, with all the work he did with Dale Earnhardt and coming over and helping Michael. He's, very experienced in this type of work. They talk about figuring out who the third driver is and how they're mentioning, Ricky Rudd and Bill Elliott keep trying to retire, but they keep getting hired. And, Mikey talks about how Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin are still kind of new to NASCAR and immediately jumped in and started winning races. And they're trying to figure out, should we get an old guy? Should we get a young guy? They picked David Ruderman, of all people.
Yep.
also not young.
Yeah, not young, not necessarily the most marketable persona. Nice guy, and he was at the time he was racing for DW's truck team, so he was already experienced in NASCAR
And a great driver as well.
Yeah, for sure. But not necessarily the most marketable guy that there is out there. From there, we see for some reason they focus on the guy who's in charge of fabrication. He's like the manager of fabricating cars, and how this is a new role for him, and talks about the difficulties of managing people and hiring people and all that.
That was Jimmy Mean's son, Brad.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay, I missed that. From here, they have to take David to go meet the reps from Burger King and Domino's, and
So awkward.
they show them arriving to the Domino's offices, and Ty Norris is driving a Toyota Tercel or something, some little shitty Toyota. It's that's a horrible car for someone of your stature to be driving. I thought that was very weird. David is clearly nervous, and the Domino's guys are what's more nerve-wracking for you, driving or doing this type of stuff? And David's very clearly not into this part of the business, but he's doing his best. But the guys seem to like him, and he's willing to do commercials and whatever else to do the job. So that seemed to go well. Next, they go
His
off to the
hair was
Burger King.
also distracting in this episode.
Which, we'll get to that in a second. But then they go to Burger King, and he's still nervous. They show them getting gift bags, and in the gift bag is a Burger King bobblehead, which I thought that was very just weird little tchotchke to give a guy you're going to give millions of dollars to.
Straight into the trash back at the office.
And then they have a 3-hour meeting where the cameras aren't allowed in there, which was odd. I thought this was a weird way to describe David. Ty goes, he hasn't asked once what we're going to pay him or if we're even going to pay him at all. He just wants to race. And I'm like, well, that's certainly a manager's position on employees, is not worrying about paying them. Now we're off to do more commercial talk with Dale Jarrett doing a new UPS commercial. UPS, they left Robert Yates the end of 2006, and they followed Dale to Michael Waltrip. They talk about how UPS expects on-track performance, which that's what you're looking for. This is a bad choice, but what can you do? They get the phone call from both brands, and both brands said yes to David, so good for him. They have a team party, and Buzzy Ruderman is there, David's dad, and they give David the 00, which is the number that the family's been running for forever in the dirt world.
Yep.
So that was cool. At the end of the episode, Michael's talking about he wants to have 4 teams in Cup, and it's dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what he was thinking.
Let's
I mean,
try
clearly,
1 or 2 first.
yeah.
Baby steps.
But yeah, that's the end of the episode. But at the very end, during the credits, Mikey makes a joke about David's haircut, saying, "I think the haircut brings out your facial features." And David's like, "Well, I guess it's not good then." So, so yeah, that was episode 2. I didn't enjoy this one as much as episode 1, but again, I enjoy this type of documentation of a team that failed miserably. Little success, but many big failures. And obviously we know about True Love's experience visiting the shop. So
Yeah.
fun, but not as fun as the first one.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah,
this.
same.
There's not much to add to it. I've actually watched well beyond this episode after the first time we watched it, because again, it's a little dated. It's very of the time, that sort of mid 2000s, whatever fucking editing that is. But
Yeah.
it's great, and again, you don't really get to see a glimpse into the inner workings of a team like that very often. So it's kind of a treat. How honest is it? I don't know. It feels pretty legitimate. It feels like actual. Obviously, there's always going to be things you don't really know what's going on, but it seems like a pretty vulnerable, and at least they presented it in a way where it felt like a really raw, vulnerable look into how it was putting this thing together. So that's a rarity. So yeah, definitely watch this. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, like y'all said, it was still good. Definitely not as good as the first episode, but it was fine. I hope that we keep watching until we get to the episode titled Halloween Hijinks, because I'd love to know what that's about.
I have not made it that far.
All the way to episode 10 called Daytona by way of the Bahamas, because what's Mikey doing in the Bahamas?
We'll definitely get there. So since this has been a very late model heavy episode, we're going to continue that into next week with next week's video of the week, which
Yes.
Oh, God,
So-
I forgot about this.
so
Yes, I did too. Yes.
there's a YouTuber, NASCAR YouTuber that I've recently started watching, and I really enjoy his content. The video, or the account's called Vogs to Go, VOEGS to go. He does a lot of very fun, interesting videos that are a bit different than most other NASCAR YouTubers. And the other night, just popped up in my feed a video he did. It was like the worst racing movie ever, and it was about this movie titled Trading Paint, and it is a dirt late model movie starring John Travolta, Shania Twain, and Michael Madsen, and it came out in 2019, and I had never fucking heard of this. Rob, you apparently had.
I'd heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Never seen it. And yeah, so I watched this video, and it's pretty bad. And I posted the trailer in one of my Discords, and my buddy, a past guest, friend of the show, Mike from the First 7-Inch Club, he went and watched it immediately. And let me read his review real quick on Letterboxd. I watched this because my favorite motorsports podcast, Meet Me at Applebee's, plans on reviewing it next week. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a worse and more boring movie about racing than Trading Paint. The southern accents are questionable. All the race scenes seem to have been shot after hours with 2 to 4 cars on track at a time. There is oops, sorry here, my phone's fucking up. What the hell here, hold on.
Movie's so bad that it crashed the review.
Yeah, it crashed my fucking phone. There's use of CGI smoke, and Shania Twain doesn't know what doing donuts means. Everything else that happens is like my first sports movie on Xanax. So,
Sounds great.
yeah.
Looking forward to watching it.
We're going to be watching this and talking about it on the show next week. Now, it's not on YouTube, but it is free on Tubi. So I'll post the trailer
Where else?
in the playlist. But yes, it is free on Tubi for you all to watch. So Trading Paint, starring John Travolta, is video of the week next week.
Where else but Tubi? That should be the slogan for Tubi. Where else but Tubi?
Yeah, Brien sent us this trailer the other day, and it's 2.5 minutes long, and I couldn't even make it through the trailer, so
I'm curious.
I'm very upset this week.
I'm curious.
I'll put the Vogs to Go review in there too in the playlist, just in case you don't want to watch this, because we're definitely gonna suffer through it. His 12-minute review is probably enough for most people, so you can watch that instead if you don't want to watch the whole thing.
It's funny that ever since you brought up what this video was going to be for us this week, I keep getting all these random recommended posts online about how John Travolta only wears berets now. I'm like,
Yeah, that's his new
what?
thing.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of went viral right around the same time as me discovering this movie. So, yeah, good timing.
Well, I doubt he wears a beret in the late model movie.
No, I don't think
I
so.
hope he does.
Cool. Well, that is, let's see, that's the episode. So I will actually be going to another race next week. NASCAR's in Michigan, and I will be there Sunday. As of right now, the weather looks decent with just a tiny chance of rain in the morning, but the afternoon looks perfect. So hopefully that works out, and I don't have to miss the race like I have many previous years that got rained out.
Every time we try and talk about Michigan, I feel like this has happened to you.
Well, no, the last year worked out fine. The previous years didn't, but last year was good. So hopefully this year also works out. So
Yep.
I will be on the road again. But yeah, as always, you can follow us on Instagram and YouTube at meetmeatapplebees. I am Speedway Screens on all the things. SpeedwayTSJ.etsy.com is the shop. MMA Applebees at checkout for 15% off. But I will be doing another sale this weekend since it is a race weekend. That even though I'm not technically going out of town, anytime I try to go to a NASCAR race, I put stuff on sale. So you'll save more than 15%.
It's still Snake Mountain True Love. I'll be at home suffering through this movie. Probably 15-minute intervals at a time so I don't blow my brains out. But go to YouTube, Andy Sapp. Watch his videos.
Cleanse your palate with Andy Sapp. Rob Motes _ unofficial on Instagram. My band is called These Wild Plains, and the hour is draweth nigh. That's old English right there, folks, in some fashion. The new Charlie Marie record comes out this Friday, and we're also celebrating the release of Signs, her brand new full-length, first in about 6 years, I think, with a nice intimate little show at the Lizard Lounge in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That's right. If you happen to be in New England, you can come on by and shoot us a message if you're here, and maybe I'll be able to get you into that because my wife's not going. So I have
See all your favorite lizards.
Yep, you can come watch the lizards in the old lizard pit in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That's Friday, June 5th. I'm really excited for this. Our good buddy Dan Miller is he's opening the show. We've known him for years, and he's a great songwriter as well. And I know we worked really hard on that record, and Chuck really poured herself into these songs, and I'm really, really excited to share the whole thing with the world. And check it out on Friday. And like I said, if you're in Massachusetts or around the Boston, Cambridge area, just holler at me, and I'll see what I can get you in.
I'm excited to hear it.
It's good. It's good stuff. Not just because I'm on it. I'm the worst part of that record. There's no question about it.
Cool. And with that, looks like the check is here. So thanks for joining us again at Applebee's, and we'll talk to you all next week.